Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. Did you really think I was just going to stop? Did you really think the videos were going to come to an end? Did you really think that I wasn't going to tap in with the FLS soldiers, the only group of people that actually held me down when I was in the penthouse demonetized? Absolutely not. So with that being said, I want to talk about how having money saved my life. Now, I spend $1,300 a month for a car. Now, a lot of people don't understand, but me, I ran track and field. I am all about conditioning. I don't care what anybody says. I care for you guys. So whatever you want to do in life, you want to condition yourself. You just don't want to start off in a penthouse. I've seen it. It doesn't work. 9 out of 10, you want to condition yourself what it's like to pay rent for $1,200. Now, you guys have to understand, in North Carolina, there's really not a suburb because it's a college town. Let it breathe. I lived in North Carolina for 13 years. That's a long time. But my neighborhoods were still upscale. It just wasn't a suburb, if that makes sense. Now, I'm going to give you the timeline before I went to the penthouse, how I was able to be confident with the penthouse, and now how I'm able to be confident and break my lease. Now, a lot of people don't understand. The first time I ever moved in the suburbs was 2020. So technically, I'm not even 6 years in. I'm still 5 years in. In North Carolina, it's a college town. There's only so much suburb you can get. If you know, you know. You're probably thinking, Mr. Keep It Simple, what is the suburb of Greensboro, North Carolina? Me, I will say it's Oak Ridge. My friends are from Oak Ridge. If you are not from Oak Ridge, you are not from the suburbs. And I'm gonna say this again. You could Google this for yourself. Greensboro and Oak Ridge. There's a huge difference. And not only is there a huge difference, those are where the wolves hang out. I grew up with the wolves of Oak Ridge. When you see private jets and things don't add up, that's because they're from Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is a name in the outskirts of Greensboro. Now, people from Oak Ridge will come to Greensboro, so you guys will meet. 9 out of 10, if you really want to have a generational run, you have to connect the dots. Things are not just by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. The guy that I met from Oak Ridge, he told me and I understood the assignment. He said, listen, I like you because you're not like the typical nigga. He said that. Very harsh statement. I'm a harsh person. I get it. I understand. He likes me because he has a lot of money and I'm not a potential robbery attempt. Now, with that being said, when I was in Greensboro, I was hanging with the people from Oak Ridge and High Point. Now, this is a combination of wealth. Oak Ridge is old money. High Point is old grandfather, 15th generation money. So the real reason I'm kind of not feeling how people view me is because I have literally ran with the best of the best wolves of society. Shout out to North Carolina State Wolf Packs. Everybody moves in a pack. When I was running with those guys from Oak Ridge, we were in a mansion. Like, it's not my mansion, but I have access to a mansion. We're doing bonfires in a mansion. Everything, the whole operation happened in a mansion. Other than, not to give away too much, but other than the actual plug, I was the only black guy in this group. When I mean the only black guy in this group, I'm the only black guy in the mansion. Hennessy everywhere, Ciroc everywhere, Johnny Walker everywhere, cocaine everywhere, $100 lines everywhere. This was my life at the age of 26. They were getting so much money, my black girlfriend said, wow, put me on. Let it breathe. So with that being said, I didn't move to the suburbs as an adult until I was 34. I'm 39 now. So technically it is 6 years. Let it breathe. I just have a late birthday. But with that being said, shout out to everybody born at the end of December. When I mean the end of December, I mean the end of December. Let it breathe. Now, I arrived to the suburbs at 34. And I had a situation for not wearing a mask during that time when everybody was on lockdown. I can't be controlled. That's how I got kicked out of my first apartment. Now, in the suburbs, I never really had any problems. But the first apartment, due to control, I couldn't do it. So I asked, I said, how much does it cost to break? No, let me take that back. I lied. I watch older white men, not that it matters, but in the suburbs, there was only 3 black guys there. So I have to give you context. I watch older white men literally live in apartments for 5 to 6 months. So as a man, if you're not born into money, all you can do is observe. You have to take on the role of a security guard. I don't care if people laugh at you, let them laugh. Because there ain't nothing funny than seeing a grown man scared to come outside, still at his mama house. And I'm gonna say this again, ain't nothing funny in life than seeing a grown man that want to start fake race wars inside of his mother house. Past 30, let it breathe. So with that being said, I saw rich white men who will live in upscale neighborhoods leave their old schools to the point they have dust. I saw at 34, most guys got Ferraris sitting. Most of these guys have all kind of exotic cars. They're just sitting collecting dust. They don't value what you value. So I saw it was possible to break a lease, and I did it. I had a situation. They said, you got to put a mask on. I told 2 white ladies, I said, listen, I got to ship some merchandise. Y'all better get out my way. They're like, oh, you just going, you think, yep. What you going to do about it? My dick is bigger than yours. Not to be graphic, but right now I'm demonetized. But my D is bigger than your click. So with that being said, I got, in a situation. But when it's all said and done, before I left, I told the woman at the rental office, I said, listen up, you work for me. And they couldn't have it because they were wolves the whole time. You haven't seen the wolves until you go to North Hills, Raleigh, North Carolina. You are in the heart of the wolves. I walked in the heart of the wolves. These are the most wolviest wolves, if that's even okay to say. But I don't care about grammar. So I'm going to say it. I ran with the most wolviest wolves. So North Scottsdale is up my alley. Phoenix is up my alley. Any suburb in the world, Monaco, is up my alley. These are my people. I live in a gated community, and I broke the lease in a gated community because I have to take calculated risks. It's better to stay around what people will call the uppity, the people that actually work out, take care of themselves, and might douche once in a while. It's better to live around them because that energy is matched. It's reciprocated. I do well in the suburbs. Don't get it twisted. I do better in the suburbs than I could in South Central LA. If I ever had to rent an apartment in South Central LA, I will turn into CJ from Grand Theft Auto. I think that's what his name, San Andreas. It wouldn't work out. So you guys have to understand, everybody is afraid. Nobody wants to talk about this. So they towed my car at 440. That should not happen. I'm in a gated community. Somebody had to report me. You have to be able to read the room. And if you're not in a room, you have to be able to read the environment. Everybody parks. I've been parking there for the past 2 months I've been parking there. The past month I've been parking there. Somebody reported me. That means it's somebody in the neighborhood that wants me gone. If somebody wants me gone, guess what? I have enough resources to be gone. As a man, if you don't have kids and you're not walking around with big dogs, I will say, as a man, if you really want to stay dangerous, don't get big dogs. Big dogs will tie you down. We're only dropping survival content for right now. If you're not going to do a 5-pound dog, don't do a dog at all. Let it breathe. But with that being said, I'm going to finish this video up. But I signed to break a 3-month lease. So in 3 months, I'll be gone to a new destination. I already left, but it's official. I have wanted to keep this apartment and another apartment. Listen, if 2 Chainz say 2 Chainz, I don't need 2 Chainz. I need 2 keys. I don't need 2 Chainz. I need 2 V's. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be a trap star. And I'm going to say this again. If 2 Chainz got 2 Chainz, I need 2 keys. If 2 Chainz got 2 Chainz, not to compare, but I need 2 V's. I don't need 2 Chainz. I am born of royalty. Jesus Christ is the King of Kings. I am connected to his lineage. Just like a Mexican, just like somebody from Eastern Europe, just like anybody that want to convert and actually trust in the Lord. I am connected to his lineage. So people can laugh at me, but I pull everything from Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my advocate. He said, cast all your burdens upon him. So at the end of the day, if I fare, I throw it upon the Lord and I don't fare anymore. So in 3 months, I will be gone from my apartment because somebody reported me and got my car towed, and they said it will be $325 to get out. I call a tow truck company and the lady said that I have to pay $325. I said, wow, are you serious? I said, I hope that you wash your VJ today. She hung up the phone. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I pay $1,300 a month for a car just in case anything happens that I don't have any attachments. People like to laugh at guys that spend a lot of money, but they don't realize the joke's on them. The more money you spend, the less attachments you have. And I'm gonna say this again, stay light, my friends, stay free. And remember, the more money you spend, the less attachments you have, because there's no way that you could spend money and get disrespected. Before I finish this video, I gotta give you guys survival tips. There's no way that you could spend money and get disrespected. It's not possible. So if you're spending a lot of money, and I am, and I'm getting disrespected, I just signed a lease, and the lady, she respect me. And you know what she said? She said, I'm a wolf because I have kids. I told you guys, most females with kids are wolf. So even she licked her lips when I came to her office, because when it's all said and done, a wolf doesn't scare me. I signed the paperwork, 3 months, we'll be off to another suburb. And until we get to the hills, the fight must continue. Let it breathe.